Good evening, Randomizer fans, and welcome to Final Fantasy Randomizer Weekly Showcase slash Duck Boot Camp. My name is Lord Fizzlebeef. Joining me in the booth today is Danny. How's it going, Danny?
Going pretty well. We are in week 3 of boot camp, and we have 4 of our ducklings on stream tonight, and I'm really excited to watch them. I haven't really gotten a chance to watch a lot of their races, so I'm excited to see how well they do tonight.
It's gonna be great. We're operating off of the class 203, which is essentially Chaos Rampage. What does that mean in loose terms? We start with free everything. We got free airship, we got free ship, we got free canoe, we got free every mode of transport. Our Topher is unlocked. We start with a loot. What are we doing here? We're basically racing to the orbs. We do still need to light all 4 orbs, and to that end, we do still need to come up with our rod, our chime, our cube, and our oxiel. Our incentive locations, we got NPCs, we also got Ice Ordeals Marsh, we got Earth, Sea, Sky, we got Canary locked. There's going to be tons of weapons in the pool. We're going to want 1 or 2 of those weapons, but largely what we're going to have here that we want is the incentive items to get us into the dungeons so we can get a mosey in towards that our Topher. We're going to lift the gate on our runners, and we're going to get underway shortly. Worth also noting that these are forced parties, so today our runners were forced a thief, a red mage, a fighter, and a white mage. Not my cup of tea, but perfectly functional. And we're off. 2 ducks already airborne as 2 others check out the level 1 shop. We got Life 2 out of White Magic. We got Brack and Fire 2 out of Black Magic. As it looks like Herbie and Fabian are looking to open up some free boxes. Getting some flame armor for the trouble.
Yeah, I don't necessarily hate this because, like you said, we have free airship. We can go check for things. Ooh, and pays off for Fabian and Herbie. Finding that ruse stick super fast out of the gate. It's definitely going to come in handy later.
Worth also noting, we don't just have randomized gear in the shops. We don't just have good gear in the shops. We got elite and caster items. And in the Canaria shop, I spied with my little eye a ruse stick for sale and an Excal plus 5 for sale.
Okay, so the free ruse stick is really nice, but we can buy one anyway. Got it. Everybody gets a ruse stick this round.
And Herbie B promoting immediately. Fabian Hawk not far behind.
Yeah, actually, I like that going up to do the cartage. You get your free money, other free stuff you might find in chests, gear, all that stuff, and free tails so you can class change. And with this party, class change this early is really great.
Our first look at incentive items, Maple giving us the King and Princess check. One of them was an opal bracelet, which, yeah, sure, I guess. But Princess had the very, very important rod, one of the 4 items that we need to make it through this game.
Getting decent money and such out of Cardia is just going to make some of this early game purchases a little easier. Because we normally start with enough money to do Canaria, but like that extra money to do once you want to buy your levels 2, 3, 4 magic, we just about have that.
So, if you were going to embark on this, we see a couple different strategies on offer. How would you attack a seed like this?
It's been a hot minute since I've played Rampage, but we have, I'm trying to look, I want to get the experience correct on here, what our skilled experience is. So I think a lot of times it's get as many key items before possibly taking levels. That way you get your levels faster because these are very fast flags. So typically it's do You can do your king check because it doesn't require it. You can do your starter check. You can do your sage. These are all things where you're gonna get your free key items, and then you do, you can do Garland, you can do Bicky, you can do those easy fights that you're going to be able to get through with that early magic, and then your levels are going to typically be much higher than if you done it with normal, like our normal rounding, like Garland first, and then head to Provoca.
And some disaster already as Thavian Hawk takes an early wipe, and unfortunately, with that wipe, lost promotion, so we had to fly back to Bahamut to get that. That's a bummer.
Safety saves, kids. They are your friends.
We've also got hint NPCs on. As Herbie B shows us, the Circle of Sage is more than good for just a single free key item. They also told us that the bottle is somewhere. I missed exactly where the bottle is, but I think I would raise an eyebrow at any hint NPC telling me about anything that wasn't the rod, the Oxyel, the chime, and the cube. Just hooray! Just because we've only got 4 items we want, and there's like 21 items in the pool, I believe.
That is correct. Honestly,
So...
I'm just impressed. Good on the ducks for remembering to talk to the NPCs for hints, because I am terrible at remembering it. A couple other flags that I'm awful about remembering that we have on tonight is the flock picking at 15. We also have the life and life 2. You can cast those in battle, which means if someone dies in battle and you have a life caster, you can bring them back mid-fight, which is kind of handy. And really good if you remember you can do it.
Herbie B also letting us know that the Canaria Armory holds the white shirt, so that's one more location we can check off the list.
Okay, I saw that we had someone in chat mention that there was a next Scout +5. I didn't notice a minute ago that we had it, but like I said, that early promotion, free tail, so good this seed. Not to mention we have life 2 learnable for our knight, which getting your levels early on that means the more pass you have that. Yeah, this. See, and everyone was worried that I was going to roll something awful in the room. So far, it's pretty alright.
It does seem pretty okay. As Circle of Sages hands us the chime, and our hint NPC says bottle is in mermaids. So we got 2 of 4 items accounted for so far.
Okay, so we've got level 3 warp and fade, which with this party is really good. We're gonna have 3 fade casters. Unless this takes a turn for the worse, I may ask for an apology after this. I'm just saying.
Oh, question chart. Where was TNT? TNT, I believe, was from Bicky.
I love playing these flags, but I'll be honest, from a bit of a broadcast perspective, they can be a little chaotic because you give everyone a free ship and they're like, they just take off in 4 different directions all at the same time, and you're just like, okay, awesome.
That's the magic of Chaos Rampage, I think, is that frequently at the start you'll have 4 people go off in 4 different directions, and then most or all of them will all land in Topher within like a minute or 2 of each other. So we did Ice. Ice gets us our ribbon +4. That's 1 more box ticked off. Time to head elsewhere. One question is you gotta start to think about some of the more out-of-the-way checks. Do you leave something like Waterfall or Ordeals for last? Or do you want to gamble on that maybe being something that everybody else holds for last and just YOLO it and see if you can find the thing?
I'm going to make all my easy checks first, and I'm going to follow the incentives I have. Those feel so far out of the way when you have flags as fast that it honestly just feels like if I do this check, it's going to put me behind. If it gets to the point where like I need to make that check or I'm running out of things to do, or if I think I'm ready to do C and I have my Oxio, I'm gonna knock out Waterfall. But yeah, it honestly just depends on what I have before going in there, because like I said, those feel like such out of the way checks.
So out of Marsh, we get our crystal. Shout out to Saracen in chat. It probably doesn't help the chaotic start that I showed the Duxicardia first route. I endorse the Cardia first route. If I were running the seed, that is the route I would take. You hit Cardia first, you grab the easy boxes, you can do a quick cheeky vendor check at Caravan, you hit Sarda, you hit Crescent, you hit Provoca, and then you get free levels off of Pirates, and then you finally loop back to Cardia. You can buy anything that was there with the piles of cash you got out of Cardia. You're off to the races.
And as someone he taught how to play, I also do it that way.
Question chat, what was in Marsh? That was the crystal. And our crystal turns into the cube. 3 down, 1 to go.
Maple pumpkin shooter, hooray. And we just got a katana, so like we are class changed. We have amazing weapons for both our melee characters, and it's not even 10 minutes in. Also, like we were saying about some of the checks we'd make first and stuff, them lads, it's like Fabian knew. That's what we were gonna say. Because that's what he's done. He did his cardio checks, he did other checks, he went back, he did Garland, now he's taking his pirate fight.
So Herbie B in Ice gonna get the ribbon. Fabian gonna get the TNT, which unfortunately turns into a katana. Maple getting the bad news, or maybe the good news, depending on what we're thinking about that white shirt out of Canaria Armory. DM Stewart, in what I would call the lead position of our runners on screen at the moment, that Marsh dive is something I probably would have held off for a while, but it paid off huge. So until I see another runner in Marsh, I'm going to say DM Stewart is currently in the lead, because we just got to go to Crescent to get that chime. That's going to be on our list of stuff to hit pretty quickly.
This is where you and I would have differed a little. Once I did all those initial free early checks, Marsh probably would have been next on the list, because given the magic we have and the levels we have warp, we have low levels. We don't have, I mean, we've got Fade at 3 if you have the levels for it on, you know, our 2 characters, but we have warp. That makes Marsh super easy, and we've got enough cast to get down and get out. So I like the Marsh play.
I actually head in a different direction with level 3 Fade in hand and level 1 okay casting stuff. I would make a cheeky Ordeals dive. I need to get levels somewhere, and I'm not quite confident enough in Ice. But I think with Fade and Fire 2, I can claw my way through most of anything I find on the way to an Inside Ordeals, and that will solve a lot of my early level problems and get me an incentive out of it.
And this is why you'd beat me, because I'd do Marsh first, because I'd be afraid I didn't have the levels for Ordeals, and I'd get levels in a place like Marsh before going there.
Yeah, but Marsh had something. The race isn't over yet.
In this one case, it might have worked.
So Herbie B in Marsh Cave, gonna get the crystal that turns into the cube. Gonna be very happy about that. Maple, gonna do the Sarda check. Fabian Hawk just finished the bad news about TNT to Katana. DM Stewart, rod in hand, going into Earth Cave, unfortunately encountering mummies with damage poison. Mummies are one of the worst things in the game to have scripts, because they're just everywhere.
And that's not an exaggeration for anyone who's watching who may not be that familiar with this game. They're legit in just about every dungeon in the game. You see something nasty on those and a little bit of your heart just breaks because you know you're in for a bad time.
So the problem with mummies is that you can encounter them. You encounter them here in Earth, mostly on the 3rd floor. I don't know that you see them anywhere else. I think also 1st floor. You see them in Waterfall. You see them in Ordeals. You see them in Mirage. If you have Tile Shuffle on, there's a better than average chance some tile in the game is going to have mummies on them.
Mummies have been a fun way for me to forget that they are in a dungeon somewhere when they have something bad. And then I just run into them. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you existed here. Thanks for the reminder. We did see Maple get through Earth though. So, and I don't recall him seeing anything too horrible. So maybe he just didn't see any mummies that wiped him out, or he got a kinder version of them.
And if I interpret tracking correctly, that seems like it was the key that was in there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, especially with this party, because like we said before, Thief has lockpicking on at 15, which we know we're going to at least 15. So, I mean, it helps. I guess if we have like the one check we can make with it, however, it makes one more place you're gonna have to check. It puts it on the table.
So, as I look at our tracker in progress and trying to figure out where our blasted Oxyel is, there's 3 locations that I can think of, and 2 of them are a lot kinder than the other in terms of the logic. There's Ordeals and there's Waterfall, which is fine. There's also Sky. We have the components to get to Sky, and Sky is incentivized. There could be an Oxyel in Sky. I would probably try to do Sky before I did Waterfall, but the whole trip up, I would just be muttering to myself, the Oxyel's not here, the Oxyel was in Waterfall all along, the seed is being mean to me.
Okay, maybe. However, it's an orb we have to light. We have weapons to get through Tia. We have a ruse stick so she can't hit us. And we can just don't fade on everything till we get there to improve our levels.
That's
I
true.
think Sky's actually a really good play here.
I think it's good too. I would just be so concerned if it didn't quite pan out the way I wanted it to.
I mean, sure. But anyway you look at it, you still have to do it even if it's not the Oxyel. And I think it's better to do Sky if you have the you can get through, you feel like you have the weapons, the magic to get through Sky, than to go all the way to Waterfall, it not be your Oxyel, and then you have to double dip that content.
Sure.
That feels bad. Oh hey, it's a power bomb. Look, now we have no problem getting through to you. We've got an Excal +5, we've got a bonk, we've got a ruse stick, we've got life 2, so if, you know, that fighter gets punched in the face before we're rused up, one of those mages is bringing it back. We should be just fine.
Meanwhile, I looked away for just long enough for DM Stewart to make it through the Lich fight without me making a Lich joke. Well done.
Hey, you got 2 more chances for Lich 1 and 4 more for Lich 2.
We'll see if I blink and I miss them as, boy, we got that power gauntlet in Sky and we ran straight into slimes with crack. Hey. Maple going back in. Oh, and chimeras with poison on top of the mummies in here, also with poison. This Mirage Sky is not nice.
So what you're telling me is Maple hasn't been to ice, or did he get cracked through a ribbon?
Gonna go with didn't go to ice.
Because I missed if Maple's been to ice or not.
Meanwhile, Fabian Hawk inside Volcano. Assuming we have the power to get through this, perfectly sensible to just do it whenever you happen to be in the area. Looking at our health totals, yeah, we probably got the horsepower for this.
Yeah, they're not super great, but we've got a couple of Fate Casters. Again, that XL +5. We're probably fine. And if I keep saying things like that and we're not, you might be doing solo comps.
You have to embrace the curses. It's our destiny.
I feel bad about it. As one who's suffered many a seed, especially at my own hand, because I rolled them for myself too. I feel bad. I don't want to scare off the ducks, Fizzle.
So Herbie B, continuing through Earth Cave, just survived an encounter with the damage poison mummies as Maple, already further up into Sky, we're fighting Nacho, so we're either on Sky 4 or Bridge of Destiny. Yeah, on Sky 4, about to hit Bridge, just need to make it through. Will there be any robots today? Nope. Good run. Maple taking on Tiamat. How we doing this? We gonna swing a sword, power gauntlet. Go for nuke and fade. Just going straight damage. Holy for 143, nuke for 112. Not great numbers out of those two spells. Incoming melee from Tiamat doing next to nothing to that front position thief. Holy for 119, test swing. 3 hits, 577. I suspect this is going to go well for Maple, as even the thief gets in there for almost 150 damage. A fade for over 300 takes it. That's Maple with 2 orbs on the board.
2 orbs in pretty good levels.
Davian taking on Carrie. Out of fade charge. Oh no, that was the Knight. Knight doesn't have any fade charges. White Mage Fade goes out for 212. Test swing with Katana, 3 hits, 115, not bad. 2 hits, 22 out of the Knight. That wasn't an X-Cal we were swinging. Curious as to what that was. Fade for 142. Carrie's still there, but I don't think we're going to get another round out of her. And down goes Carrie. That's Thavian. Through Carrie, level 13, and lighting first orb.
Not entirely sure what DM Stewart's swinging, but he's taking on zombies and just found a flame sword. So if he did have something already, that would be handy.
Is good enough until we can get back to Canary and buy that X-Cal. Davian checking out grind tiles in Earth. We find Nightmares with a not nice spell and skill list. Behind that we find Frostbolt Frost Giant. Not the tile of choice.
And we have dragon armor. And we already have an Aegis shield.
That is a very armored knight. Good gravy.
It sure is. +5 dragon, +5 Aegis. Oh, boy.
+2 opal. This is just a good armor day. This is armor enthusiast day.
Good armor and roost staffs for everybody, and a free white shirt. No one's taking a punch today, folks.
DM Stewart making it back to Crescent, checking item shops. I don't believe I have seen an incentive vendor item so far. Let me check our handy dandy tracker notes to see if we got some. I don't believe we've seen the vendor item yet.
Yeah, I don't see the notes, and I'm not 100% sure. I haven't seen it. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
So we might see vendor item in on-rack? No, thank you, chat. Gaia had the crown. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
So Maple about to hit third orb. DM Stewart just picked up the chime. Gonna do Volcano while we're here. Good routing. Irby just coming back to Canary Armory. Gonna get the warm form of the white shirt. Fabian gonna get orb number 2 down in Earth. In chat noting that Fabian is also going to be missing that dragon armor. That is unfortunate, but I think with the early wipe and losing promotion, I'd feel behind and I'd start skipping boxes, and I think I would probably just skip the boxes in Earth, so I'd probably miss it too.
Alright, so our crown was a Vorpal +2, which Maple will just say, nah, I'm good. Exited right out of. Which, depending on your blessings, might not be bad to keep because the X-Cal works great on all of our Fiend fights in Topher, except Chaos. It's not super great on it. So if, say, your X-Cal isn't +5, switching to Vorpal, not the worst idea if it rolls up.
And here we have Fabian Hawk, our first runner on stream, headed to Ordeals. Basically a 50-50 shot at this point whether this is Oxheal or not. As Herbie B approaching Mirage Sky for orb number 2, DM Stewart on the carry floor for orb number 2, and Maple resuming the key item hunt. Unfortunately hits ice, and I mean the ribbon's not bad, like we'll take it, but
We've got warp, so it's a quick in and out of here because we've caught a lot of cast warp on that red mage. So, and I'm gonna be happy about the ribbon. Maybe not, may not be what I'm looking for, but I'm gonna be glad I have. Especially on that night. You throw a ribbon on that night when he's already got all the amazing gear, an amazing weapon, and a ruse stick. We're laughing our way through Topher. We're skipping and singing a song, just going, ha ha ha, you can't get me.
Oh, apparently it was the incorrect eye guarding the entrance to Sky.
Well, that's rude.
Alright, what do we got in the top of Ordeals? We got a free pro ring, which with elite gear in shops, it's actually kind of hard to find the pro ring sometimes, so we'll take the free one. Sun +3 is... Normally I'd say it's pretty good, but given our other list of weapons, yeah, sure, give it to the red mage. Sorcerer is getting in the way. What do we got down here? Junk, garbage, trash, bad. Let's see that in the 7th. It is the slab. Okay, fetch. Fetch is good. Fetch could lead us to where we want to go.
See, I was thinking, like, if depending on the encounters I got, I might have gambled. Might have on saving at my airship. Not saving outside of Ordeals. Doing Ordeals, and if it was something I didn't want, slamming reset.
So
but then the game gives you a fetch item.
Yeah,
it ruins all your plans.
You can never reset out of fetch.
Nope.
It's just you gotta chase it. You gotta follow it. I would follow this slab turn in before I set foot in Waterfall.
Oh, absolutely. Now, it might be a case where after I translate it and I park at our little parking spot on our way to Lefane, I might save there. And then if it's not something I want and I don't need to hit the superstore, then I slam reset and I fly my happy little self over to Waterfall and Onrack.
Herbie B makes it across the Bridge of Destiny, no robots in sight. Going for Brack strats. but some damage in case it doesn't work. Tia's incoming laughable damage continues to not do much. Herbie B is going to make quick work of Tia. DM Stewart also on the premises looking for orb number 3 as Maple gets the sad news about the slab and is in pursuit of Fabian Hawk to try and get that translated. Ooh, Fabian distracted by the siren call of the armor shop. Silver +4 bracelets, and don't blame him.
There's lots of shiny, pretty things in there.
Oh, no, Maple is gonna do waterfall right now. Wants to be absolutely 100% sure that we get the thing, and this is how you do it.
Well, it looks like, and we've got Fabian doing the slab turn-in first. So about the same time, we're gonna find out who was right.
Probably, although there is still an herb on the loose out there somewhere, and an adamant.
So what really could be, both could be fetch quests, and we may not know for a few more. Oh, that feels bad.
This is the moment of truth. Asterisk. Truth may not apply.
Result to truth may be delayed.
Alright, well there's one fetch.
Now, do we get the herb out of waterfall?
Let's...
So I think we're still looking for that. So it's either in waterfall or it's... Oh no! Alright, so...
Apologies to the runners if you're watching this back. So, herb or adamant? Place your bets now, folks.
Looks like we're gonna find out what that prince is holding before we find out what the blacksmith has. And Herbie B making the waterfall play. Or leaving. Oh, okay, where are we going?
Nope. Alright.
Oh, I think he's...
Waterfall. Waterfall leads to the Oxyale via fetch.
Oh, that feels so bad. Oh, that's awful. So, in an attempt not to double dip on rack, we have to double dip on rack anyway.
So, Herbie and Maple, both with Oxyale in hand. Maple only needing one more orb. Herbie just needs a quick stop at Volcano real quick, and then we'll be on the way to sea. Fabian's gonna have to go do Waterfall. And DM Stewart about to get Fetch out of Ordeals. We'll see if he follows that immediately or decides, nope, we're gonna cover all the bases, just do Waterfall.
Yeah, Maple's great gear, great weapons. Levels looking pretty good. And about to latest further, he's in a really good place right now.
Maple making the decision to bypass mermaids. We've got go mode in hand. This is a good decision.
Yep. Plus, he's got that slab, but I don't see any reason why he would turn it in. He knows he just has this orb just needs lit, and then we're good to go.
I think by process of elimination that slab turns into Maza? Yeah, because Maza's... No, it's either Maza or something, because we do have an incentive here in C that will lead to something.
Okay, so what we haven't found... Defense? Yep, so one is Maza, one is defense. And defense we really, honestly, we really don't need either, because our weapons are already really good. Although, the way weapons have rolled in this, I kind of want to know what the Maza rolled. Just because I'm curious. But Yeah, defense. We're not worried about. We got our free roos out of the gate, and we can go buy everybody one. Plus, we
Mhm.
have a white shirt, so no one's stressing over the defense sort.
Maple first on screen to the Kraken fight, going for straight damage. Nuke goes out for 282. Incoming melee does almost nothing to that thief. Holy goes out for 310. And a swing from the thief for 118. Down goes Kraken. I can't help but wonder if that is a plus agility thief, because that is a plus agility thief. Blursings today, thief got plus 5 luck and plus 15 agility. Everything that the thief can do can be done better.
We took a thief, made it a super thief.
So 34 minutes, Maple, 4 orbs in hand. Going straight for Topher, going straight for Topher.
Oh wait, hold on. Did we cabin?
We cabined.
Okay. Maybe we're
Cabin,
going for heals because we only had 69 heals, so maybe we're going heal shop.
yeah.
I thought Maple had houses. Okay, maybe Maple didn't have houses.
We got short Topher.
Yes.
We got a
So
white mage. This is try.
yeah, we had cure
We don't
4
need
at
no heal
negative
pots.
5, heal 3, I think, at a lower
Yeah.
level, so we're probably fine with heals. Definitely needed the house first, though.
Yeah.
Smart thinking. Good catch.
Alright, and in we go.
Wait, hold on.
So
No,
Chaos
we're back
had
blocked.
text, and Carrie had text.
I'm not gonna lie. I, for a hot second, thought he was talking to the orb and couldn't get through, and I was very confused because we have everything to get through it, and then I realized he was talking to the bats.
So we're through
I'm only
Lich
slightly
2.
old and senile, it's okay.
Time for Carrie 2. We're on swing, swing, wait, wait through these first 2 fiends. Being rewarded for it because Carrie just inks with concern.
Apparently she thinks she's cracking. Ma'am, you're not a squid.
Speaking of Kraken, here's Kraken 2. Now we're gonna bust out the fireworks. Swing out of the fighter for 305. Swing out of the thief 9. Incoming lightning 2. You love to see it. Nuke goes out for 145. Fade goes out for 145. Continuing the barrage. Conserving nukes. Downgrading that red mage to fade. And we're through Kraken 2. A quick heal 3 to top off health, and on we go to Tia 2. Sticking with double fades, possibly conserving nukes for chaos, possibly conserving them for an uh-oh moment later. The 2 fades go out for around 250. Big swing out of the fighter for 350. Heal 3 going off just to be on the safe side. Nuke goes out for 195. Incoming melee takes down our fighter. I guess it's uh-oh time. Gonna use our last nuke. Gonna cast Life 2 on our fighter. As this... Oh, we're not gonna cast Life 2 on that fighter because Tia saw the opportunity and took it. And down goes... Tia has been surgical, taking out life casters one after another before they can cast life, and that's a reset for Maple.
But Tia 2 was, we'll just say, very unkind.
Yeah, that was mean. Tia 2's not supposed to do that.
And it's like every time she solves something with a possibility, I killed one. Oh, you can cast life too? No, you gotta go. Sorry.
So Irby B overtakes Maple, is now on Tia 2. Gets a lightning 2, is the nice gentle hello. Let's try some melee test swings. 130, 280, fade goes out for 111. Alright, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Outgoing melee for 486, down goes the red mage. Do we have enough horsepower to make it through? Not quite. We just need to get one of our 2 remaining life casters through this fight. Here comes Bane, takes down the thief, but the knight and the white wizard survive. We make it through. We got life casts. Herbie B is on to chaos.
I saw the life caster go down and I started to get a little worried for Herbie.
Alright, we got power gauntlet strats going off. What is that red mage can do? Fire 3 for chip damage, and Invis 2 out of the white mage for evasion. We're going to take this chaos a little seriously. 4 hits for 159 out of the ninja is a very good sign. We're not going to have to deal with evasion problems. An incoming melee punch for 116 means we're kind of not really dealing with power problems either. Outgoing damage, 134, 174. Doing okay. An incoming tornado rolls very low. We lucked out on those tornado rolls. That is good news for Herbie B. Try another X-Cal swing, 4 hits, 162. Incoming melee misses the ninja. Fire 3 for chip damage. Katana, how you doing? 3 hits, 3 damage. Thanks, Katana. Heal 3 to top us off after that tornado. We don't want to be caught off guard by another spell or skill. The melee barrage continues. Not very flashy, but certainly will be effective here. Lightning 2 ain't gonna do terribly much this party. The Katana and the X-Cal continuing to do work. We've got an okay number of heal 3 charges left. Incoming melee for 173 to the red mage doesn't even take it down. We've done a decent chunk of damage to this chaos. Probably not long left in it. Double melee for another 300 damage. Incoming ice 2, not doing terribly much. Doesn't even break 60 on any single character. X-Cal, 5 hits, 201. Katana, can we get there? Nope. Another 300 damage. Chaos still there. Chaos appearing to be on kind of the bigger side of the health scaling we got. Another 300 out of just the Katana. 87 more out of the ninja. Mighty red mage punch. 1 hit, 1 damage. This is no longer a sprint. This is a marathon. 4 hits, 194. Down goes Chaos. Herbie B finishing with an official race time GG time of 40 minutes and 49 seconds. GG.
Mabel coming in not under that chaos while Herbie B was still taking. Granted, that chaos took his dear sweet time going away. However, Mabel made a really good time coming back to that chaos fight. Or Jade's chaos fight, rather.
And we are joined in the booth by our first place on stream, good enough for 6th overall, Herbie B. GG, man. How's it going?
GG.
Hey, thanks. Hey, thanks. That was a lot of fun.
You say,
So-
but we saw what Tia do. It's done to some people, which we thought you were going to get a very, very unhappy Tia too when she started taking out your life caster.
I got very lucky having extra life 2s. That's for sure.
Speaking of needing extra life 2s, Maple down to 2 characters, having to 2v1 this chaos. 2 hits, 196 out of that X-Cal. Maple also makes it through, finishing with official race time GG time 42 minutes 22 seconds. That's good enough for 8th place overall.
At some point, I must have not seen how many people joined this race, because I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot more people in there than I remember.
Well, let's go over some of them real quick, just to get everybody caught up on standings. In first place, Dead Pulse, 31 minutes 16 seconds. After that, second place, Chanigan, 33:46. Third place, Odron, 35:27. Fourth place, Ailmarkin, 38:04. Fifth place, Ravioli 500 at 39:42. Sixth And first on stream, Herbie B, 4049. 7th, Guardian Marcus, 4118. And in 8th place, 2nd place on stream, and now joining us in the booth, Maple at 4222.
How's it
GG.
going?
So how was that?
Ooh, this is a pretty wild flag set. I'm still kind of getting used to it. It was, what's that?
It's definitely one of those flag sets that when you look at it, seem kind of easy because you get so much handed to you out of the gate. But then it's like, you got a lot of things and you got to ship, and you're just like, oh boy, what now?
Yeah,
What do you know?
absolutely. Like the openness and like kind of the speed of it is actually something that kind of not necessarily throws me off, but like gives me kind of difficulty because I'm used to kind of like a bit of a slower paced seed. Gives me kind of more time to think while I'm doing things.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's like go 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 go.
It takes a lot of options and just throws them all at you at once.
Absolutely. Really unfortunate TIA2 for me, that first go, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So I was like, I know this thief can't take it, so I just reset out.
Yeah, that T2 was not in the mood to make friends with you today. Almost thought she was gonna do something to Herbie right after that. Because she started taking the life casters and I was like, oh no. Jeez.
So, I guess I have a question for both of our runners, and I'll start with Herbie B. We saw kind of a divergence out of the gate of going straight to Cardia first versus going into Canaria first and kind of following the normal route. Herbie B, what'd you do, and would you do it again?
So I was taking notes from last night. So I was following very carefully. So I feel like followed the exact route that Saracen had laid out last night in the reveal. And that seemed to work out pretty well because I think the big thing was promoting, so then being able to buy spells for everybody, right? So then I was able to get Life 2 on the night immediately, and I had a bunch of cash, which helped. So so yeah, that's why I did that, and I would do it again. I feel it worked out pretty well.
Maple, your take on that?
So I actually didn't really watch the reveal stream last night, and that that is something that didn't occur to me, but would have probably been huge because yeah, like Herbie said, you're getting those free chests up front, you're getting the promotion, you're getting, especially like here where you're not having to worry about a black belt, and you're getting the access to the spells, which especially on Red Mage, and like, you know, Thief and Fighter, it's the kind of situation where it's like I totally could have been needing my fighter to throw out a Life 2, and had I needed to do that and not been able to do that, like that would have been brutal enough. So my thought was I actually ducked into Matoya quickly just to kind of see if I could get like a little bit of gold, a little bit of EXP, which I think it paid off, but yeah, Cardia would have been way better.
So my other question, and I'll start with Herbie B. Our forced party, Fighter, Thief, Red, White. How happy were you with that?
So I was, well, happy with 3 of them. Not really the Red Mage, particularly here. I mean, so the warp was incredibly helpful, right? But besides that, I feel like that was all that was helpful with the Red Mage. But I like the Thief. Obviously was able to kind of strike first a lot. Obviously getting a katana helped a lot, right? You know, but you know, I don't know. Although the White Mage in hindsight didn't have any kind of really much in the way of damaging spells, but certainly I used the Life 2 quite a bit.
So for a hot second there, I thought we had someone else who would come over to our side. I was gonna say, VJ says it's the White Mage he didn't want.
I know.
No, I love the White Mage.
And Maple, before I get to you, I just want to highlight that on-screen DM Stewart finishing 3rd place on stream, 11th overall at 47.13. In between, we had in 9th Dark Moon EX at 44.35. In 10th at 46.21, we had Rubes. GG to all. Maple, how you feel about Fighter Thief Red White?
I like this party comp. I'm still kind of getting a feel for like when and where I don't like prefer like 3 versus 4. But like in terms of a 4 force party, like this is about as good as it gets for me. I like having the thief. You know, the fighter's gonna be your carry, obviously. And then I always like, you know, mage in the end, just because like, especially, you know, like the spell loadout here was decent. I mean, at least as far as I dove, because I mean, Nuke was 5, Holy was I think 3.
Yeah.
So that like those two there, I mean, like levels 1 and 2 weren't too hot, but it was the kind of thing where it was like I felt I had pretty much all the tools I needed.
Well, I mean, Life 2 was at level 1.
Yeah, that
And it
too.
was Red Mage. It was Red Mage and Knight learnable.
Yeah, shame I didn't promote early enough to get it.
And we're also joined by DM Stewart, GG.
GG.
Wow, I suck.
Nonsense. You look, Chaos Rampage is an unwieldy flag set at the best of times. I think you did fine.
This is a flag set where somebody who gets first in one race can easily come last in the next because, like we were saying earlier, you have so many options kind of just thrown at you all at once on what your routing can be, what your key items are. It is incredible. Like, there's no one way to route these flags. There's just not. Like, there's an easier way, and we were discussing that about how to start this flag set. Basically, you know, do your cardio check for your money, get your class change over with, and ways to get that early experience first. But other than that, it's a I don't know what to do after that, because like you said, the flags, but there's so much going on, there's just no way to know exactly which way to route these.
Yeah, that early experience, that's why I immediately, instead of going to Garland, went to do Pirates first. I found a sweeper at level 1, figure I'll do Pirates, get some XP, then go up and handle Garland. And that didn't work out.
It's one of those things where I endorse the Cardia first route, but it's not without its pitfalls, right? Sometimes you might just accidentally bump into an early encounter and you just lose everything and you're back to start. Sometimes you get absolutely nothing out of the boxes and you've just kind of flown around for a while in the wrong direction. But also, you know, going the Cardia route, sometimes TOF has nothing and then you just kind of stuck spinning your wheels on whatever level 1 magic was trying to get through stuff. There's no guaranteed way to start. There's 2 good ways to start, and then after you've completed your start, it's here's a pile of directions. Just start picking them.
I mean, pretty much.
And oh, no fast. That made that chaos take way longer than I wanted it to.
No fast, no temper.
It definitely was not a fast fight for anybody.
Well, I had Saber Bonk, so
yeah, same.
I'm wondering if the X-Cal plus 5 would have been better than the Paper Cut Sword plus 2.
I feel like it would have been up until Chaos. Then I'm unsure. And a GG to
Thavian.
Our 4th place finisher, Thavian Hawk, joining us in the booth. Official time, 51:31.
I am such an idiot.
Oh,
I know that feeling.
Nonsense. You both did good. You finished under an hour.
I take a route that's so unusual because I haven't practiced the seed all that much, and I totally forget to fight Garland. I don't even think to fight Bicky. I immediately dive ice, wipe out, and it was like, oh, I just went go, go, go and started killing fiends before I even remembered, oh, incentivized trap chests and better trap chesters and all this. I was like, ah.
I mean, you had the right idea. Honestly, if you just refine a little bit on the execution of it, I think you'll be great.
If I cut out the entire wipe going back to Cardia and the taking ice early, I probably would have finished 10 minutes earlier.
Oh, and Danny,
yeah.
I blame you for those mummies.
Okay.
What about the frickin' Gerwolves?
Okay. In my
I never saw
defense,
Gerwolves.
in my defense, you're not wrong, but y'all got a lot of really, really great stuff in that seed otherwise.
Yeah, I didn't catch the mummies and I didn't catch the Gerwolf, so
Anyone else
I'm
catch
kinda
the
lucked out.
See,
zombies?
somebody still likes me.
Which one? I forget what it was the zombie with the mummies had, but it was something that just
Damage
wiped
poison.
me right.
Yeah.
That was it. Damage
Oh.
poison. And
Didn't
they
the
just
chimeras?
wiped me.
Chimeras did too. Yep.
Yeah, I lucked out by then because I was tough enough to tank up a whole poison, but oof.
No, I,
5. 3 of them hit damage poison before I got a turn.
Oh,
I was so happy I got past the damage poison. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be good. And then I checked the trap test right before the vampire and got nuke zombies, and that was wonderful.
Oh, those had nuke?
Oh
had
God.
oh,
I
I
never
missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Totally
got
missed it.
turn order. I got good turn order and ran.
oh no.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna give up on that better trap treasure. Definitely walked right by it the second time.
And it was crap. And it was garbage too.
Oh, okay. All right. I
It
don't
was
feel so bad.
garbage because I did get that one.
I'm gonna start bringing cookies to any event I'm at where I know other FFR members are, and just as my way to just apologize for all my past procedural and transgressions.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, nuke zombies. That's awful.
Just a poll in the Discord, what's everyone's favorite cookie, and I'll just start showing up with them at events.
Oh. Yeah, I missed most. I apparently missed most of the real garbage
Yep, same.
because I forget what it was that I found that had toxic, but there was toxic something. There was something with toxic, and the damage poison mummies, and that was all I saw.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of the pleasant thing about this is like the encounter rate being low enough is like you don't
Yeah.
necessarily catch a whole lot of it, so.
Mhm.
Which usually means if you did catch something nasty one, decent chance you're not gonna get it again.
Yep.
And there's
Yeah.
a decent chance you can either go in on the hard reset or take the soft reset and be fine.
Yeah, I think was it, didn't Slimes also roll something? I think I had to,
Yes.
I think I had to
Slime
redo.
said crack.
That's what it was. Yeah, I got cracked by the Slimes and had to redo a fair bit of Sky.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we saw that, and I just went,
Yep.
did Maple do ice and have the ribbon, or did he get cracked through a ribbon?
After
if you
failing
went in
out of
off-
ice, I only got that ribbon and toe flocked, and I was like, oh, good, I found that.
Yeah, I never checked TOEF locked. I probably should have. I was a little disappointed to find that key out of, was it Marsh?
Earth.
Earth,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, Marsh had the
that
cube.
because I was just hitting 15 on the thief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were
So-
talking about that. Like, when you have that on your thief and you don't, like, you find that key, especially with so many things that are incentivized, it just means one more place you have to go. Like, not you, not what I wanted.
But I figured as soon as I've had all 4 dungeons, with getting that katana early, with getting the katana early, and then getting the having the XCal plus 5 in the shop, I figured as soon as I had my figured I'd check my better traps on the way, and as soon as I had all of my dungeon items, that was go mode.
Yeah, I definitely should have held on to the Warple. I went and took Astos and then like got it, saw that I got the Warple, and I was like, reset out, and it's like I could have just warped out, would have cost me like a couple extra seconds, and I would have had that on hand.
Totally forgot about the X-Cal in stores, so the Vorpal ended up on my night.
Oh, I
Never
forgot
ended
which
up with the
one was.
Vorpal.
I forgot which one was. I saw the Ruse Stick and the XCal in the shop in Corneria, and I forgot which one was 5K.
I think the Ruse was 5K.
It was the Ruse that was 5K.
That was 20-some thousand.
Yeah,
got
the
the
XCal
range
was
board.
28.
Funny, because, like, you see the Ruse in Canaria, and some of you saw, and then others just who went straight to Cardia found one up there, and I was like, oh, well. There you go. And then you found one in the shop. It's like, well, all right, everybody's getting a Ruse stick today.
I actually didn't pick up the roost stick, but I had enough Invis 2 casts and white shirt that
Yeah.
that it wasn't really necessary, and then the saber bonk.
Honestly, in Short-Tober, I wouldn't have went back and bought one for everyone either. However, if this would have been Long-Tober, everybody would have probably went to Tober with a roost stick.
That's
We're not
valid.
risking wipes. We're not risking wipes that far deep. Nope.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm wondering if I'm about to get excoriated by Dead Pulse for my pretty poor. I had a pretty clunky chaos and a strange use of. I feel like I wasn't using Invis too well, or was using it at all. So I guess we'll see. But no,
Oh, my
You know what? Here's
controller
what
was.
I'll do to make up for all the bad things that happened. I will throw myself in front of you at Death Pulse. He can't get to you. He's got to go through me first. No picking on the ducks. They're learning.
Ugh, my controller was eating inputs today.
Oh, rip, man.
Like it was eating or misreading inputs today. Like
Was
3/4 of the bad walking I had was because my controller just decided to go off on its own.
What do you happen to
I
have?
totally get that.
I have a USB SNES style controller.
Ah.
I ended up
I
getting a new controller once I started doing the weeklies because I had one that was giving me troubles, and then I changed one. It's been working okay for me so far.
Yeah,
think we're
go
gonna.
ahead.
Sorry, I think we're going to give our trackers and restreamers a break, and I think we're gonna shovel this along to final thoughts. So I'd like to start with our first place finisher on stream, Herbie B. Final thoughts.
I just thanks to Annie for the seed. Thanks for everyone helping with the restream and everything, and just it's been super exciting to do the racing so often, right? And during this the boot camp, so yeah, I'm excited to see what the rest of it looks like.
Second place on stream, Maple. Final thoughts.
GG's to everyone, and thanks to the crew. I also I saw Odron, who wasn't on stream, but finished third, and I've been racing him a bit, and dude's formidable. So I did also want to suggest that, for people like me who kind of skip the stream or the seed preview, or aren't catching stuff like Dead Pulse's VOD reviews, like go take advantage of those things. Like you learn a lot from the older hands in the community. But yeah, thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Third place on stream, DM Stewart. Final thoughts.
Hey, thank you to the crew. Thank you to. Were we on RPG Limit Break tonight?
We're on FFR.
Okay. Thanks to the crew. If you're watching this and you want to get involved, come join the Discord, join the Duckling Boot Camp. Duckling Derby coming up. Watch out for that. Springo Bingo going on too, which is a whole lot of fun. And yes, thanks to the crew. Thanks to everyone. GG all the runners.
Fourth place on stream, first in our hearts, Thavian Hawk. Final thoughts.
Thanks for the crew. GG to all the racers. Definitely check out VOD reviews. Take a chance to roll a seed before racing. If you can, it definitely would have helped trying to remember routing. Either way, it is a learning experience, and it's just fun. So, join up.
My co-coms and seed roller at large, Danny. Final thoughts.
First, I just want to say a GG to everyone who ran in the race, especially our forum restream, who are all participating in our duck program. Some of you were a bit hard on yourself, and I'm gonna go all mom on y'all. You did good, and you're learning, so don't be so hard on yourself. Like we were saying, these flags can go either way. We said Dead Pulse won today. and any other seed, one of you could have easily beat him. That's how crazy and chaotic these flags can be. So, you know, with more practice, because you guys also just got these flags like late last night. So I have absolutely no doubt that the more you play these, the more these are going to get more familiar to you, and you're going to have, you know, your own way of playing them that you're comfortable with, and you'll do great on these flags next time you play them. Thanks to Flower Power and Classic Gamer who did our tracking. Man, allergies are not fun. As well as Zephyr, who is our restreamer tonight, and Fizzle, my partner in crime, the person I honestly am fairly certain I share a brain with. Thanks for letting me jump in and do comms with you, and for everyone who wants to get involved with FFR. Team Stewart mentioned it. We have bingo going on right now. If you are interested in watching it. Someone I did comms with in the booth might have a race at 11:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. If you want a link to watch that, it'll be in the race announcements in our Discord. And we are coming club to our semifinals and finals this weekend, which will be aired on our channel. It's a super fun way to play FFR and just honestly really fun broadcast. As for our boot camps, tomorrow night will be week 3 of Odd Reviews with Dead Pulse. He is a past WW winner and is insanely just stupidly good at this game, and you will learn a lot from him. On Sunday, we will have the beginning of week 4 on RPG Limit Break at 9 p.m. Along with our Monday race, and then our week 4 here on FFR. There's a lot going on. It made me winded. So, you know, join the community. See all the things, do all the things. It's lots of fun. We like new people. Okay, I'm going to shut up now, Fizzle.
For everyone here at the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, my name is Left Front Bumper, and we will see you all next time. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.